your center right now?
My center?
Yeah.
Fine. Why?
You just seem like you're just like, ooh, I'm just angry at the moment. Like maybe you were just focused or something, or like
No,
I was like, ooh, here comes the mad mama.
It's just been you know how they are when they're sick. They just whiny and clingy and.
Shoot, I get like that. What are you talking about?
I know. I cry. I hate
So,
so good.
Mumsy hey Rachel, had a great idea for you. For Friday, it can be F-Bomb Friday. So it can be free flow, it can be fun, it can be forgiveness, it can be fate, it can be any of the things that you think can start with F. F-Bomb Friday.
I love that. That way it doesn't have to be the same every week, you know? I freaking
Yeah?
love that. Because I'm really trying to, like, figure out ways to get content out there. Like, I don't have the words like some people, you know what I mean? Like, so
But you
like,
do.
I
You do have the word.
way.
You stop saying that.
I know, but in a different way. I really do. Like, I know that when I speak, people like I can tell, you know, that people are paying attention, and like I love that. But like you guys just have the words, like you speak so beautifully, you know the things, like. Anyway, so I'm just.
I feel like I'm just on repeat a lot of the time. Like
Amber, really good stuff, Leanna.
For someone, I know she has.
Someone that's like not worked a program, like a lot of the things that you say
Kelly.
help a lot of people. So don't discredit yourself.
You know, and I had a super good morning. I popped in. I was just scrolling lives, and I popped in on the Sober Barbie, and they pulled me up on screen, and they shouted out our lives and our podcast, and they did all the things, and it was really amazing. She said she would follow me on Facebook and all the stuff. She said she's blowing up on Facebook. Yeah, like she was really just. I love the recovery. I made a post about it. I was like, you know, they say that connection is the opposite of addiction, and that just for me could never be more true right now. Like I have never felt more alive and happy and secure in my recovery. Even like, you know, I'm 8 years in, but I've never felt more secure in my recovery than I do right now. And it's because of every one of you guys. Like, you know, so I think the connection thing, that's just crazy, like how true that is. Yeah, Cal, I didn't see you in there, but I popped in, and he just their question was like, what is our solution? Like everybody's solution is different to our problem being addiction. You know, like what is our solution? And he's like, and it changes, you know, it does change. And so it was really cool. It was a pretty cool topic. Like,
so you actually have the interviewer voice. You have the voice to, you know, I call it the podcast voice. I mean, it's clear and it doesn't like waver a lot. Sure, it does. It's sometimes, but I don't know. You have that professional voice, and I think that's awesome. And so when you say things like you don't have the words, like Rachel just said, I'm totally backing what Rachel just said. Is you do have all the good words, you really do, and you have that great story that I've been picking up pieces of. So I'm not. Here we go. I'm not going to co-sign you talking shit about yourself anymore. All right.
Exactly. Listen, I was going to tell you guys before a bunch of people get on here. I ran after and I talked to Fauna at work today too about it. Like after messaging you guys this morning, so I was going to go to a meeting tonight, and it was like really packed, and there's men and women standing out there like just looking for a boyfriend or girlfriend. But I did, like, I did run inside real quick and like talk to one of the compliance officers from the last center that I worked at, because like he knew what I was going through, and he made me feel really good because he was like, "Man, you love your job now?" I said, "Absolutely, I freaking love it." He said, "I'm glad that you were able to walk away from scummy people." He said, "You walked away from a position where you were like your whole life was pretty much being threatened." He said, "And look at you today." And he said, "I see, we're friends on Facebook." He said, "I see how you get drug into things and you're not around anymore." I said, "I just messaged a couple of my friends this morning and like asked them what their definition of co-signing was." He said, you 100% are like not co-signing anything these people are doing.
So when you messaged me this morning, you had said something like, sorry if it's not word for word, but you wondered where the definition of co-signing has changed over the years, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a good point, because that's why yesterday when we were doing one of those heavy topics, why I felt like, actually, once again, it was Mumsy, why it was important to kind of define what those terms mean by like what we consider as society standard, Webster. You know, Webster has been in our lives for all the times. Yeah, there is a topic today. We're talking about co-signing and non-negotiables. Yoshi, is it Yoshi? Yeah, Yoshi. No, it's okay. We talk about we put the topic out there nonstop, so when people come in, they can start thinking about that. So, yeah. So how is it? How were you presented with what co-signing meant that it's different than what we talked about? So, can you pull up the definition of co-signing, Leanna? Do you want to offer that up when you get a chance, and then we'll kind of discuss maybe what Rachel's new definition is that she was hearing.
With the people around me, right? They get mad because I still continue to talk to certain people. There's a group of us that they get mad at because we still continue to talk to certain people. We've actually distanced ourselves. We don't go hang out with these people. If I see you in a meeting, hey, how you doing? Because my morals and values are different. These people, because I still can, like, there are some people out here because I still continue to like talk to these other people. There's so much bashing going on about it, so I'm just gonna be like nonchalant, not like mentioning any sinners or anything like that. But like people these days around here, especially, they're like, okay, so you still talk to this person, so you agree with what they're doing. No, I don't agree with what they're doing. That's why I distance myself. When did your definition of co-signing someone's change?
Yeah, the definition of co-signing says, there's different definitions, but for behavioral and social, it says a metaphor used in recovery communities to describe agreeing with, excusing, or enabling destructive behavior.
Exactly.
So you didn't agree with it.
If I don't agree with it and I distance myself from you, I'm not co-signing what you're doing.
Enabling would be like turning the other cheek. Now, like we discussed, Rachel, you're not turning the other cheek. You're speaking your piece. You're standing up for what you value. And like what I said, it was, people make poor decisions all the time. That doesn't mean they're a bad person. So why do you have to completely not be their friend or be a resource? But like you're saying, absolutely, you want to distance yourself from them, so that way you're not caught in in their engagement. So it's not thinking, people won't think like, oh yeah, you're just totally looking the other way when they're doing the wrong thing, so you must be co-signing it. No, like I don't believe in what they're doing, period. But they're not bad people. I made bad choices in my life, but I still want to be available.
And we also, we can't control people. Like, sometimes people,
exactly.
like my family, like, I have family that's still in active addiction, and I can't control them, and I do not co-sign their shit. I tell them, like, when they call, that's my mom won't hardly call me because she likes to call me, and you know how some people are in addiction. It's poor me, and my life is miserable, and then I'm like, your life is miserable because of the choices that you make. And she gets so mad, you know what I mean? But I do not co-sign this shit. But at the same time, I do talk to them when she calls. You know what I mean? She's still my mom, and I can't control what she does. I can try to offer her, try to get her to the right path. But at the end of the day, it's, I don't think it's co-signing just to have contact with somebody. That's not fair. You know what I mean? Because some people are like people that we love and care about, and
So I think it's really important that we also discuss the non-negotiables with the co-signing, because they go hand in hand. Like Rachel, when you put up your boundaries, like you can say, hey, this is a non-negotiable for me. I don't want that BS or whatever you're doing to influence me, or I don't want myself to be reflected in the things that you're doing. So this is my non-negotiable. You can't do that stuff around me in my space. Please respect that. And you can hold true to that. I think that's a great way of being able to connect the two of those. Hi, everybody, by the way, on the platform. Rachel, Holly, Amanda. I just followed you, Amanda. Ember, what's up, my cat? Good to see you. For everybody who is new here, right above me is Leanna Brox Cox, feral but sober, the one and the only. 8 years, almost 9 years of sobriety, 5 years in recovery, something like that. Am I about right? Okay. Anybody new? Her information is in the bio. My information's in the bio. I am a peer recovery supporter. So is she. And we always welcome anybody who is sober curious, friends and family of those who are struggling from addiction or alcoholism, or addicts and alcoholics themselves. And this is a safe place for all people to be able to express their beliefs and their recovery paths without being judged. And tonight we're talking about co-signing and non-negotiables. And so, yeah, anybody want to take the floor? We're starting to get a nice little group in here. And yeah, let's go, Kelly. Yes, let's go.
I just think like the non-negotiables, that was like a great thing. Like when I was trying to come up, like I said, with like recover content, and I stumbled across that, and I was like, what? Candy. Okay, hold on. And sorry. And I just thought, it was so, because there really are so many that you don't, like, little ones that we don't think of, but like my big ones are like negativity. Like I know myself, and if I get surrounded by negativity, I will feed into it, and then I will become like it's very easy I know, like, myself and my personality, it's very easy for me to go there and to turn into that bitch mentality. So I don't have it around me. Like I try, I have kids, and I don't want them raised the way I want them to be positive, happy people. Like, I don't know, that's my mindset. And boundaries are very important. Like I said, I still have a lot of people in active addiction in my family, so I have to have healthy boundaries with them, because I have to come first. You know what I mean? Me and myself has to come first. So those are like my main non-negotiables.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I think it's really important to have those non-negotiables. Otherwise, you set yourself up for failure, or just risky situations. Yeah, 100%. So we normally go into a clockwise on the platform here. Let's go counterclockwise. Ember, let's start with you. Are you in a place where you can share a few things about either non-negotiables or co-signing?
So I really love this. Hi, Anna. Hi, friends. How's everyone doing? I'm so excited to make it. I think I might be a little bit late. I don't know, but I'm so happy to be here. I just need like 5 more minutes, but I swear I'm listening. I just need 5 more minutes, okay?
5 minutes?
Yeah, literally, yeah. Like, or like,
give us a thumbs up, and we'll come back to you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Appreciate
you. I'm listening. Okay.
Yoshi.
Okay, so I never told you guys this yet, but Yoshi is the kitty. I'm actually Courtney.
Oh.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi. So for me, like, it really always depends on the person that you're dealing with, and the person that you are also, because certain things you might be comfortable with, certain things you might not be. And that can change, and that's okay. As long as you know when to say, like, enough is enough, or I have to distance myself, or I can't be around this at all. You just have to make sure that you do that, because when you start to, kind of ignore those, things that are popping up in your head telling you, like, no or yes or whatever, when you start to ignore those, it's like, yeah, then you start to like notice you're compromising things that you normally wouldn't, or feeding into things that you normally wouldn't. And it's so fucking easy to do.
Yes.
And people like tend to be scared, I think, to like say like, hey, this isn't cool. Or, this may not be cool, but as long as it's not around me, I'm fine. So we're okay. Just don't do that with me around or whatever. But people, I think, a lot of times get scared to even say something a lot of the times. And it's like, it's totally fine. Whatever you need for you, for your recovery, your sobriety, your safety, your saneness, your happiness, just do it, say it, don't be scared of what anybody else fucking thinks.
No, thank you for that. And I really like to hear more and more people saying what is ever best for you to be able to stand behind that. And recovery is such an individual pathway because it's case by case. We all, I feel like I'm becoming a broken record, but it's so true that we all became addicted in a different way, or we all became an alcoholic in a different way. And so we're all going to have a different path of recovery. So things that have worked for me may not be what works for you. My faith-based program or my NAA program or my lack of program may not be able to be relatable to you. So I like that you said that. I appreciate that. And it's more of a, sure, we have to be a part of we don't have. There is a great recovery community out there that we can lean onto for support if we need it. But that may not also be for everybody, So thank you so much. I appreciate that, Courtney. How long do you have in?
It'll be 13 years in 3 weeks.
Wow. Hey, do me a favor. Congratulations. Would you please, please, in 3 weeks, pop in so that way we can celebrate that?
For sure.
And of course, every day since until then, of course. Number one, I'd like to hear that 13-year mark. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did you do it?
I did a 2-year really intense court program that I had to do. That was really intense. It was like a 3% success rate, and it was scary. But at the same exact time of doing that, I also was on parole. So I had to deal with that bullshit. I had a pretrial program, so I had to deal with that court programming. Because the 2-year program was like family court because they took my kid. And then I also was in outpatient treatment through Maida House, which is like an awesome women's only program in my area. And I did recovery. It was like kind of like peer support is now, but it was like before that was big, So I had like a person that was in recovery, several years and whatnot that came and, talked to me and helped me with things. She'd go to court with me, stuff like that, just to like support me. And then I didn't do great with like the meetings and stuff, but I did support groups up the ass. Like I was in like every support group you can imagine, and then art therapy. And it was a crazy 2 years. And then I did 6 months of aftercare just to like throw it in people's faces. Like, I'm not joking. I'm serious. Because there was still that doubt of like, is she somehow faking this? And I was like, no. So, yeah. And then, after that, just kind of, I worked for the courts for a while. They actually offered me a job. So I was doing peer support there and intake, which was cool. And then I ended up getting fully disabled medically and stuff. So I just kind of started doing my own stuff. And I still do like support groups online and stuff like that. Because I'm sick a lot. So, but I still do them. I still do the art, and I got a support animal and got married and just found like a really good small group of people and just said I'm going to protect my peace, and went on like a spiritual journey myself. And just, that's when I realized like it's about you, and it's okay to pick what you want and just stop caring what other people have to say.
I appreciate that. And I want to give you the opportunity, if you haven't already, to reach out to Leanna to tell your story. She does Feral But Sober podcast too. And it's a great way for you to be able to reach out to a wider audience, tell your story, and be able to have somebody relate to your experience, because it's all about not only just our own sobriety, but connecting to others and to help them along the way too. So if and when you ever feel comfortable doing that, I strongly urge you to talk to that woman above me. She's awesome, and she will get you in. So
definitely.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank
I
you.
love telling the stories of like the long term. I do when people come on to have long term. I call it long haul success or something. I don't know, but it's so I love it. I love it. I want to shout out to the renegade in the comments. Sober since 1990. That's the year I was born. My entire life.
That is amazing.
Congratulations.
Amazing.
So cool.
Quick Fit. Hi.
Very good. I know it's so inspiring to be able to have those numbers. So, Courtney, before we move on to the next person, do you have anything else that you want to wrap up in your thoughts?
No, not really. I think that's pretty much it. Just, keep doing you. If you have 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute,
Yeah.
even, if you fuck up, backslide, don't worry because it's a process. It's not about perfection. I relapsed once too, and it was pretty bad, but I just said, I'm not going back to the needle. And that was like a, thing that I always said, if I relapse, I'm not going back to the needle. And I didn't, and that's the only reason that I'm alive. So keeping that one thing and just standing on that really did help me because I wouldn't have been able to come back from it otherwise. So that also kind of taught me like, wow, you really made sure that you didn't do that either. And that's something I would have never been able to do ever. So it's a process. It's never going to be perfection. Just dust yourself off and keep going.
Fantastic. Great words of wisdom and inspiration. I appreciate you. And Renegade, thank you so much for the compliment. It's above all compliments when somebody says that they feel comfortable with the people that they're around, that this group is doing the right thing because it's all inclusive. We just want to show love and get to the other end of things. So yeah, thank you so much for the follow. Leanna's like top tier. I'm in full support of her. She's amazing. So yeah, please follow, please share, pass the word of recovery along. Recovery is the new vibe. Let's spread that love and get people in here so that way they can feel safe. Equalizer.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Quick,
Sorry.
I just want to say, Renegade, anyone else in the comments, if anybody wants to be interviewed on my podcast, shoot me a message, guys. I always need guests. I'm booked up right now till like the middle of January, but we'll get you scheduled and we'll get there. Yes, I know. Till like January 17th, I'm booked right now. Yes, I'm so excited.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember when you were scrounging just to get somebody in
Like every week I was
congratulations,
having to scrounge
Leanna.
at the last minute, like, oh, I need a guest. But yeah, now I'm booked up for like weeks. It's so amazing. I'm so
Wow.
humbling and I love it.
That is so good. I'm so proud of you. So good. That was sobering. Oh my gosh, that just completely distracted me. That's top tier. Equalizer. So the topic tonight, Joseph, go ahead and get with Leanna. Send her a message. Follow whatever. Get with her. Equalizer. So the topic tonight is co-signing and what was it? Non-negotiables. Do you have anything to say about that or anything on your heart you'd like to talk about?
Hi. Yeah. Sorry. What was the milestone for Yoshi? The call kind of like cut out right when she was saying that. It was like 25 years or something.
14.
Was it 20 or 11? Was it 11 years?
I think it's almost.
Sorry, I had the thing off. 13.
13 years.
Yeah, that's right. 3 weeks away from 13 years.
Yep.
Yeah. You were saying to come here and celebrate it. 13 years. Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've been sober for 5 years. This is my second time achieving that milestone.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's not my first kick at the can. I'm 30. I joined recovery when I was 19. I guess when I was 19, a lot of people were like, oh, you're so lucky to be so young and get this part of your life handled. And my ego was just higher than the Empire State Building. I thought everybody was just talking down to me and not willing to take suggestions, not willing to jump into recovery with both feet. And this topic of non-negotiables, it's interesting because right before this, I was just sort of lying in bed, spinning my wheels and I was actually thinking to myself, like, what are the things that keep me sober? Like, what does my program look like? Just kind of like sort of analyzing myself. And because I'm kind of going through a hard time. And I mean, of course, not drinking and drugging is, the most obvious non-negotiable. But, I do think that there's certain things that I consider
Come on, guys. I need you guys to
non-negotiable.
give me a little bit. Like, what, Marky, you're naked. Let's go. Right now, baby. Sorry.
It's all good. My kid's running around. My kid pooped in the floor the other day, so we're good. It's naked.
Now I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I was saying
Sorry.
something brilliant. What was
You,
it?
you were saying something that it's like it's really tough right now. That you're having a kind of a hard time.
Oh yeah. So I was thinking about like not negotiables. So yeah, I mean, I think that, not attending 12-step recovery meetings is definitely or some sort of recovery. I know this meeting here isn't, full on 12-step, right? But I think
No.
it's acknowledged as a way to recover. But there's more than one way
Yes.
to recover. And I think it's important to point that out because it's. I think it can turn people away from getting sober if you don't say it that way, and it can cause more harm than good. But yeah, I can, for me, I consider this a meeting. I try to move away from the whole, cultiness of it all, and it's just really just any time that I'm hanging out with other sober alcoholics where they're sharing their experience, strength, and hope with me, and I'm doing the same thing, and I'm relating to the things that they're saying. That gives me relief from whatever is going on in my head, and so just engaging in that sort of stuff on a regular basis, like being social and not isolating. They call addiction a disease of isolation. There's all sorts of recovery slogans, right? Like the opposite of addiction is connection. So definitely staying connected, I would say, is probably the most important non-negotiable. And have I sort of ran out of time here?
No, you have the floor. The only thing I wanted to say is I appreciate that you were talking about how whether this is kind of a meeting, because it is a meeting. It's and I just put it in the comments for people to read. It's a meeting of minds for like-minded people. We're just friends. We're friends, and we all paths of recovery, like kind of like what you were talking about, are accepted here. So as long as the end goal is to heal and connect and to love and to share experience without judgment, this is the platform for you. This is not the platform for discourse and arguing and really debate, because if we use the I statements, we all can understand that we have an experience that worked for us and it might be able to help somebody else. And that's what we're just trying to share.
Right. No, I totally agree with you. I think that whenever we try to impose our way onto other people and try to dictate to other people how we think their recovery should look, I think that's nothing good comes out of that.
Right. Well, there's something that comes out of it, but it may not be the positive outlook or the result as we're looking for,
Definitely. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I want to recognize in the comments real quick. I got fat fingers. I'm hitting too many things. Papa John Delvin said, 24 years sober, 100 programs and detoxes, 7 years in the penitentiary. I mean, I can relate to that. 2 years living under a bridge, 24 years sober. Congratulations. So Equalizer, thank you so much for sharing. If you have any more comments before we move on to Jesse. Yes, Jesse clapping in the background. Love that. Please, now's your chance. And we might have enough time to be able to circle back for just, free flow conversation. But do you have anything else that you'd like to say before we move on?
No, I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to listening to everybody else. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Once again, for the people who are out there in the room, on the platform, Leanna Brox Cox is a peer supporter. Her information's in the bio. My information's in the bio. We both have had people reach out to us afterwards or during. We love those. We love those conversations. We love to be able to help. So thank you. I just wanted to say that because I know that you've been said you've been struggling. So that's what we're here for. So
I appreciate
Jesse,
it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Jesse, you just disappeared there a second ago. We can circle back around to you if you'd like. Okay. Amanda, patiently waiting over there in the corner. Hi.
Hey, y'all. Okay, so I'm trying
Welcome.
to remember what the topics were.
We're talking about
co-signing.
co-signing and non-negotiables. I guess you could say negotiables too.
Okay. So co-signing for me, I lived my life like people having a co-sign. If they would tell me that it was okay and I was good, like it was a go. I try to think for myself today, and if I think or feel a certain way, or if my morals are a certain way, and somebody's doing something that I don't agree with, definitely gonna voice that, and definitely not gonna be a part of that. So non-negotiables for me, is lying. I don't have room for it. I don't have time for it, and I did enough of it in my life. Like I'm good with that being gone.
Right.
And drama. I'm sorry.
I said right, and I'm just agreeing. Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, non-negotiable also is drama. Chaos brings anxiety. Chaos brings that lifestyle that I'm not with anymore. And especially when drama pops off, it like makes me mentally unstable. And if I'm mentally unstable, I'm definitely very, very likely to use to change how I feel. So I just got to stay away from those things, and my boundaries are non-negotiable. I have a daughter that's 19 years old, and I've had to distance myself from her, and as bad as I want that relationship back, and as bad as I want to see my grandson every chance I get, it's not healthy for my mental health for her to be around me. So I definitely have to stick by those boundaries, and not picking up today is non-negotiable for damn sure.
Yeah. No, thank you. So you had said that you had to distance yourself from your daughter or family, or to the things that you put up your boundaries to. And I just want to reach out and say that how I understand how difficult that is. There's like an entire half of my family that I have to distance myself from. And I just got out of prison a few months ago, like 5 months ago. And one of my big goals was to get reconnected with the family. And I really wanted to, just be able to touch base with all these people I haven't seen in such a long time. But you know what? I can't do it. I can't. And it's keeping my mental, because I keep on hearing, like you said, it's that it makes me mentally unstable, which when I become mentally unstable, that's warning. Everybody's at risk at that point, not just me.
Yeah.
Because my addiction hurts other people, not just myself. And I need to be very careful. So I can relate to that in a big way, Amanda. Thank you.
Well, I think a lot of it too is like the guilt that I have from not being there for several years of her life. They play on those emotions, like they know, and she knows exactly how to play on that. So it's very hard. That is one relationship that I definitely wanted back, and hopefully we'll get it back eventually. So
I hope if it is healthy, 100%, I'm going to support that any day. And if you need supports to get there, that's what we're here for.
well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that Kenny in the corner? Is that our guy? Okay, different Kenny.
Magnetize.
Holly, but my bad, Amanda. Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we move on?
No. I appreciate
Thank you
y'all
so much for being here. I went ahead and followed you. All the good things. Appreciate you. Oh, how long do you have in?
So I had 15 months and I relapsed, and 36. But
36 days?
yes.
You made it another month. Oh my God! Thank you so
Well,
much
I'm
for coming
trying not
back.
to do. I'm trying not to do the milestone things. So when I got a year sober, I felt so accomplished that I celebrated. I went out and used, and then yeah, I got a month sober, and it was like, oh, I got my month back, and I went out and used. So I'm trying not to do that whole day count.
Oh
And I
man,
was a
that's
big
going to be
supporter
tough
of
for
day
me to
counters.
remember because I want to hear everybody's sobriety date every day.
I know.
you know?
And I don't mind. Like if somebody asks me, I can definitely go and like do the math, and I can figure it out. But it's just for me, getting up every day and looking at that day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, thank you so much for sharing that, though. I appreciate you. Leanna, you're leaning in like you want to say something.
Yeah, girl, I didn't even count. I had no idea how much time I had in, and I had to go back and look at like jail papers from when I got arrested, find out the day I got arrested, and then I typed it in Google how many days it was and stuff. Like I had no idea. I didn't even count at all. I had no idea how many days, years, none of that until recently. Like when we started this, I had to look it up.
Well, my sobriety date is 8/23/24, and that's still my sobriety date because that's when I changed my life. All that progress didn't go away. I just added to the story a little bit.
I love
I hear
that.
you.
She should have been here for a conversation. Maybe that's something we can do at one point. Like, if you know, how does like relapsing affect our? I don't know, but that's really cool. I like that.
How we define our own recovery,
Yeah, like
and
how-
what our dates are. I mean, like that was going to be a topic we were going to discuss. And I think it's a fantastic one because we know that some people say that I'm California sober. We know that some people say that I am recovered from or recovering from methamphetamine and heroin. And I don't even know if I should be saying this, but I still drink a little bit and I still smoke a little bit. So who am I to judge what your recovery is all about? And as long as you got that time. And by the way, congratulations, Sober Delore, 9 months, 4 days. And Amanda, Jackie's right there with you. I think she said, Jackie said 35 days. So that's
hell yeah, guys.
awesome.
We're on the 30 train.
30 train. That's right. Congratulations. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Are you good with moving on or do you want to say something else?
Yeah, no, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Miss Holly looking festive with the ho 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 Santa hat. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm still a little miserable, but that's okay. It's just fibro. Because when it's cold as hell out, I don't function very well.
Don't do the cold. Oh.
And plus, I'm anemic for a big girl, and which is really weird too. That I don't understand that bullshit. But so earlier today with Leanna, I figured out. I finally looked at my sober days. I'm 4 months and 20 days. Today.
Hey, congratulations. That's weird to say happy 420.
I know, right?
You know,
Of all days I check today, and boom, it's 420, right?
congratulations. Congratulations. Great. Thank you for
So when you
sharing.
found friends, co-signing. I do not co-sign anybody's bullshit. You got me effed up more than man. Playing up on cloud 9 or something. I have, and I'm real early in my recovery. I fought a very hard, long battle with math, and I know it's just fresh, but I will not I mean, even when in my addiction, I wouldn't co-sign for nobody's bullshit. Like, you ain't dragging me in this. You got me effed up. You better take accountability for yourself and what you do and what problems you cause upon yourself and whomever. Don't keep my name out your mouth. Is what I tell everybody. Unless it's like, I have very few close friends. One is my recovery coach. She's family to me. I will co-sign her bullshit all day long, but she's not really a bullshit. I mean, back in the day, her and I used to be bullshitters, but yeah, I just don't see how's that making anything right for anybody. I mean, you're just gonna tell lie upon lie, and where's that gonna get you? I believe honesty is the best policy. I have gone by that rule for a very, very long time. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've told a few fibs. I'm not gonna lie, but as far as like hardcore lying, no. I didn't even lie to the cops. When I got in trouble, man, I admitted it was my stuff. Like, but I wasn't co-signing for all the other stuff they found. Nope. Got me effed up. I think the more that you lie and everything like that, I think you're just digging your own grave. I think you're just digging, more problems than what you really need. I mean, it's a battle. Isn't our battle hard enough every day? I mean, look at every obstacle that all of us have to face, just even if it's for the second, minute, hour, whatever it is. Don't you think we put enough pressure on ourselves? Why are we going to co-sign for somebody that's full of shit? Why are we going to co-sign for people that, you know, we know don't give two rat's asses about us? I can't do it. I mean, I'm pretty sure I get the vibes off of a couple of you that I'm pretty sure I don't think you do it. I mean, don't want to go back to jail or nothing, or you know what I'm saying? So, I I stay. I'm not isolated, but I keep to myself. With me being such a fresh newcomer into recovery, because it's what I know is safe and I know my boundaries. I'm not ready to juggle too much at once, if that makes sense. Um, just because, I mean, I have my mindset, don't get me wrong. My mindset is very, very, very strong. But you always get those little what ifs in the back of your head. And sometimes that scares me, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I came back to the town that was my stomping grounds. I came to the town back to the town that completely destroyed me. They didn't help me. They didn't. I was on my own, and but yeah, I could enable all them. I could help all them. I always said, "Oh, I'm not coming back to this town. I'm not coming." And when I got out of rehab, Matt told me that he bought a house in Three Rivers. I don't care. I'm in Michigan, so good luck finding me. No, I'm just kidding. But we're 6 miles. I'm out in the country. I don't have a vehicle right now. I'm not going anywhere. I'm taking care of my health. I'm taking care of my mental health. I want to get on a hardcore stable path and keep focused on what's going to keep me alive for today. So I have said to everybody, before I try to even get out of bed, I say the Serenity Prayer and I say just for today before my hips hit the ground. Just because I know it's something in my mind, I've got to say to myself that, Holly, it's not the end. You woke up this morning, you're breathing. Let's start our day. I have routines. You can't break my routines because otherwise it messes with my mental state if you mess with my routine. I don't like change. I'm sure a lot of you probably don't like change. But yeah, you can't mess up, or yeah, I'll go off it. I'll be batshit crazy. So yeah,
She don't want to do that, Sissy.
I just don't know. I mean, that's why I come here. I like this better than the meetings I actually attend on Zoom because I don't go out anywhere. I feel like it's it's a family. It's people I can trust. I mean, it's just a lot more comfortable for me than my meetings here nowadays. And nobody's to just judge. What am I trying to say? Pass judgment on anybody. Yes, thank you. But yeah, I just feel if I co-sign for somebody's bullshit and then boom, I'm gonna end up right back in jail because look, they're gonna, you know what I mean? Nope, Holly's not doing it. So yeah, thank you guys for letting me ramble. I'm a rambler.
No, thank you for sharing. I think you got a lot of people that can relate to you. I'm sitting here looking in the feed, and we're all in support of you. You said a lot of things that people are just like nodding their heads, like, okay, I like what you're saying. So I appreciate you sharing. And thank you for being here tonight, Holly. Hey, Leanna, we're at a pretty decent sized room. You want to do a plug real quick? I know we're going to do one at the end too, but while we have the numbers, do the thing.
Yes, absolutely, guys. So we are here in this room every night, 7 p.m. through the week. Friday and Saturday we do 7:30, and I also do readings out of a book of recovery literature at 3 p.m. every day. I do a podcast 6 p.m. on Fridays, 1:30 on Saturdays. You can catch the podcast. YouTube is the best place to watch the podcast, guys. I post all of these lives and all the past podcast episodes on YouTube as well. Me and James are both peer supporters, like he said before. Both of our information is in our bio. If anybody's struggling, needs help, just wants to talk, just wants to laugh together, cry together, breathe on the phone together, please give us a call, reach out. We're here always for you guys. If anybody's in a box that is done talking, can we please drop down so some people can rotate in? And you can come back up. If you guys want to come back in, you can, we can always rotate back up, but
I'll go ahead and drop down so people can jump.
thank you.
Thanks, Holly. I appreciate you being here. You're still going to be in the comments, right?
Yes, don't leave. Don't leave, guys.
Okay.
I don't want anyone to leave. I just want other people to have a chance to speak.
You my guy.
Yeah. We just wanted everyone else to have. If anybody in the comments wants to come to a box, please come up with us. It's what I was trying to do is rotate in some new voices. We like to hear from everybody.
Hey, Renegade, I went ahead and followed you, and Leanna's going to go ahead and follow you too.
Yep.
So that way you can get a hold of either one of us. So yeah, thank you. So we are on to Miss Rachel.
So I woke up talking about my, God, it just slipped my mind. Co-signing already. That was the first thing I did this morning when I was getting ready for work. Was like message a couple of people on here about co-signing, what their definition was. So I'm going to speak on the non-negotiables. A non-negotiable for me, thank goodness I was at work today, because a non-negotiable for me is my sister-in-law. That's right now. That's the only thing. My sister-in-law and holding grudges. A non-negotiable. The biggest one for me is it's non-negotiable. I cannot hold a grudge. If I hold a grudge, the only person I'm hurting is me. My brother told me today. He's like, "Well, you can't hold a grudge against her. Blah blah blah. All this and that." I'm not holding a grudge. I sleep at night. That's 100% the biggest non-negotiable is towards myself. Not holding grudges. I am the only person that I hurt when I do that. Everyone else sleeps at night.
Yep.
I'll be in here racking my brain.
Yep.
And like when it comes to setting those boundaries, she's that non-negotiable, because if I don't set her like to the side, then if I don't put her as a non-negotiable, then I will I'll take what I feel and put it into a grudge, and I can't do that. I like sleep. I don't look like I get much sleep right now, but I like sleep. So that's my biggest non-negotiable is I cannot hold a grudge, because if I hold a grudge, I'm a very mean person. And I'll say some off the wall stuff. I'll do some off the wall stuff.
Thank you, Rachel, for sharing. Let's drop back down. We're going to keep going in the circle. James popped up. Did you want to share, James, or it's like up to you?
Yes, I'll keep it short. Co-signing, I feel like I learned what co-signing was when my mom and I were working on our codependency. Looking the other way. And now, as we have kind of reestablished our relationship over the years, we have defined what is our negotiables and our non-negotiables, which I think really go into the not co-signing for other people. I'm not really going to talk too much on this because I like what everyone else is saying, and they're having a lot of good stuff. I'm just kind of pretty much sit back and listen and kind of moderate the conversation. So I love what everyone's sharing, but I do want to put out there that I am in need of a life mentor, not a sponsor, but a life mentor. So if anybody knows any resources out there, connect with me, follow me, message me, and hit me up on the side. So someone to kind of like drive. We just always need that. I need someone to be able to bounce those big ideas off of and push me to, see my own excellence. So wanted to put that little shout out there for in need of assistance. And with that, I'm going to zip it and move on to Daryl's.
It's Darielle.
Darielle. Sorry. Darielle,
That's
hi.
okay.
Welcome.
Hi, it's my first time here. Hi, everybody.
You've been hanging out for a long time as we went around. I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah,
How long do you have in?
16 and a half months.
Yes. So we just did a stat, I don't know what your DOC is, but
Alcohol.
Okay. So I'm not 100% sure what the exact number is for alcohol, but for methamphetamine, it's like brain function returns almost to normal after 14 months. So you're on yes. So I'm really happy to see some major things shifting if they already haven't for you in the very, very near future. I know that alcohol is coming from experience and family issues with alcohol is a pretty deep thing. So congratulations.
Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, it's I didn't have a car for the last 4 years, and I just got a new car. It's a 2017, but you can't tell me it's not a 2026. I love it very much. I'm very, very, very grateful for that opportunity, which opens more doors for me to be able to work more consistently. Whereas before I was taking a Lyft every day, and the math wasn't mathing. It became too expensive to even go to work, and now I'm driving for Lyft, which is crazy. And I find myself canceling the ride at the last moment just so they can have a free ride, because I remember what that's like. And I would have wanted somebody to have done that for me, but I've got to I can't keep doing that every time. But, you run into these people and you hear their stories and you feel especially people like us, addicts and alcoholics, we have the biggest hearts. I mean, when I was in rehab, I would feel so comfortable leaving my phone, leaving my belongings anywhere. Nobody was going to do anything. It's just, unless you've been in it, you don't get it. You wouldn't understand. People outside of our circle would be I would never trust somebody like that around my stuff. It's you don't know that person. Some of the best freaking people you'll ever meet. I digress. While I was waiting, I had some time to go over some boundaries, and it was actually helpful, the waiting and listening, because, seeing them written down, it's a reminder for me, at least. And the first one that I have are, of course, boundaries. No matter how small they are, it's important that I stick to them. One of them, I have my mom, she'll ask me last minute to do her makeup. I said, I hate doing that. I hate it. I hate doing her makeup last minute. I'm not doing it anymore. And it's something so simple, but it just, I'm very selfish in my recovery, because under God, it's the second most important thing. If I lose that, I lose everything. So don't make me mad. Don't piss me off. The second one is moderate drinking. That's not a thing for me. Everyone's recovery looks different. In my case, relapse is a non-negotiable for me. That is not a part of my journey. Being in uncomfortable situations is a non-negotiable. I will not do it. If I find myself somewhere, even if there are, party favors around, it's not so much that bothers me, but I'll just leave. Negotiating my worth with jobs or relationships. I don't know who I came into. Before I went into treatment, I was charging $20 an hour. I had a consultation today. I was yeah, it's going to be $35 an hour and a $400 deposit. Who do I think? I don't know who I think I am, but I don't know. I've started kind of finding my worth in sobriety, and negotiating that worth is a non-negotiable. Also I'm almost done taking my meds. And I'm just going to do one more. I have like 4 more, but I'm just going to do one more because I think it's a very important one that I don't see a lot of people talking about. Comparing myself to other people is a non-negotiable for me. I did that in early recovery. You know, you see a lot of glow ups that happen when people get sober, and that's very common. But what happened with me was polar opposite. I gained like 80 pounds, and I haven't been actively working to get that off, which is, you know, that's my own thing. That's my journey, you know? I don't know. I could be in a Pilates class next week. Who knows? But comparing myself to people, you know, especially when it's like, I was so skinny and I was hot when I was drinking and I was like motivated to work out when I was drinking. Like now I'm just like not having fun, not partying, fat. And I don't do that anymore. I don't make those comparisons anymore. So I'm going to finish with that.
I can so relate to that because when I was incarcerated, I was like $180, and I got up to like 300. So that's well over 100 pounds. And you know what? That's great. Like if I can sit back and say that I got rosy cheeks again, you know, instead of as Leanna and I, we used to talk about how we got the Skeletor look with the sunken in cheeks and the dark eyes and thinking that we're like walking around looking like we're the shit. Yeah. I will happily rock a double chin any day and not talk shit about that, you know?
Seriously. Sometimes I wish I had a t-shirt that said, I know I gained weight, but guess what? I'm not drinking hand sanitizer anymore. Like nobody knows. Nobody knows your story and what you're going through.
No, I love it. I love it. That's so good.
So yeah.
No, thank you. I appreciate the breakdown and all the like different things. That was good to hear all those. And you didn't take up too much time or anything. It's when it's your time to shine, it's your time to shine. So if we run out of time, we can always just run it back tomorrow because we're here every single night, Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays is 7:30-ish. So please give a little grace because we all live different lives. You know, sometimes we're on a couple minutes before 7, a couple minutes after 7, but we will be here. That was a little dig at you, but, but
no worries.
She commits to it. So regardless, she's got babies and life, and you know, there right next to her is the supportive husband, Jerry. Like nothing would be possible if it wasn't for.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary! Yeah. Oh my gosh! Look at that. And
that's why
you're being of
here.
service.
I was waiting to give him a shout out. I just want to say how grateful I am for him. 5 years today. So
one of those strong, emotional men that, you know, that is a good testament to the world. You know, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of all of your guys', you know, service work, and congratulations. How long?
5 years.
Thank you for sharing your wife with us all the time.
Thank you.
I appreciate you sharing your space and your time as partners. Like I know it's probably a lot with the kids running around, so I appreciate both of you. And I love that so much. I'm so happy. And you're like, I love the support because you shine so bright. It takes a village.
It does.
You know, so you're both doing, and I'm sure you're picking up the extra slack too. And it's like, it's a team. And I love seeing that in both of you.
It's worth it.
Anyways, but yeah, okay, bye.
What James and Leanna, I love seeing all these people. I love seeing y'all change people's lives. It's amazing, man. You guys keep up the good work, and God bless all y'all.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate you, my guy.
Sorry, guys. I just had to hijack for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone got a big old smile on their face. You know, even VK next to me or down there was cheese grinning, and yeah, I know. Hey, so now we are on to VK. VK, I wanted to give you a shout out because you have steadily been coming into platform, and it's not important to do this, but you are gifting everybody in these rooms every time that you come in here. And that's why I wanted to send you a little bit of love back, man, because you were just so supportive in just either being present or showing support for people. And please correct me if I'm wrong. You're around 5 weeks. Is that right?
I'm almost on 6, but I'm
Almost on
5.
6, yeah. Congratulations. I know you've been kind of struggling a little bit, and you've been trying to find your space and find a community that is willing to support you just a little bit compared to what you give out to other people. And so I want to say thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And now's your time to shine. We're talking about co-signing, non-negotiable, or whatever's on your heart, buddy.
Yeah, no, I like sharing the love to people. If I got it, I send it to everyone. I don't got much, but I feel like I have to. I know if you might say, oh, you don't have to do this, but I feel like I have to like send gifts or something, just so y'all at least see me or like acknowledge, I guess. Cause like I've noticed that like when I stop gifting, people start drifting off, and they don't really see my post or like see what I'm going through because I post stuff that like I go through and relate to. It could be negative, but I try to post positive stuff too. So by definitely like joining you guys and other, I joined another one in the morning with Ember.
Oh, good.
We've been, they've been helping me out. I don't say much, but it's just nice, being there with people that I could relate to, and yeah. So I don't know. I'm just going through a lot too. Like I got so many mixed emotions. Due to the fact that I did relapse about a month ago, and it still kind of brings me down because I lost trust in a few people that meant a lot to me. And our relationship is a lot different now. And I see it, they avoid me, they don't text me as much. And that's a hard thing for me to do is like when I'm attached to somebody or, like when I text somebody just to text, I have an abandonment issue. I don't like being left. So I try to like, and that's why I gift, I try to just gift so y'all see, it's not for the followers or for the follows or for the gifts back. I don't cash out on here or anything. Like whatever y'all give me goes right back out to the people that, I think that are supporting me, but also, that I like, but yeah, so I'm just taking it day by day. If anything, I'm taking it minute by minute. Because that's all I can do right now. So thank you all. I appreciate you allowing me up on here and letting me, just listen to y'all and, giving me the love that, I never got before.
So thank you so much, VK. My heart goes out to you. I do have abandonment issues myself, and once I invest into somebody, it's really hard when they start. Not, I'm not perfect either. I've done it to people too, and I try not to distance myself while I'm trying to build a relationship on some level. And so I hear you and I see you, and you're getting a lot of support in the comments here that this is not the place for. Not to be seen and not to be heard. This is the place to be seen and heard. And so if y'all tell you what, if you want to send me a gift, how about share it instead? Share the live. If you are in support, like the live. You don't have to spend a dime because man, it's all about spreading the message. And if you support the message that we're spreading, it costs nothing to put the little share in there because we're not about the bucks either, So and tapping's free too, sharing and tapping's free.
And it doesn't matter what that little tiny little number is right there to me, because I do the same thing. I just reinvested. That's how I am able to gift what I can. But sure, it brings a smile, but it's like, man, just share that shit. Just if you support it, you love it, just put it out there. So
James, I got a question.
Yeah.
Can you send me your number or your info?
It's in my bio, buddy. Are we I think that we have connected. I think we're following each other.
Okay. No, I meant like I was gonna text you.
My phone number is in the bio. 740-907-2277. I mean, I can put it right down here right now.
No, you're good. You're good. I got
anyway. Love you, bro.
Thank you so much. I
I
appreciate it.
love that. I love when you guys make connection. Like when someone from the live earlier reached out to me, and obviously I'm not gonna say who, but like I just love that. It makes me feel so good. Like that people feel safe enough to, you know what I mean, that they're reaching out and they're saying, hey, and I don't have all the answers, guys, but I will do my best to help you figure them out together. And, we'll call the places. We've been on these lives before where people have popped up in the box and say, I need help in all different states. And me and James and whoever's on the panel will get on Google. We do all the stuff. We try to figure it out. Like I would do my best to help. James is, all we can do is our best, guys, but we'll figure it out together.
Yeah, and if you let's just say you're out there in the room and you have something to ask about domestic violence, I'm going to send you to Leanna. If you have something to talk about, sexual assault, then I'm going to talk to you. Or we have another friend, Kizzy, that has her strengths too. So we will make sure that if we can't have the words for you, that we're going to direct you to the person that you need as Ember would say, if you need a hype person, I'm probably going to send you to Ember because she's that like strong ass personality mom. And I like what she has to say,
Personality mom. I'm such a mom, aren't I? Oh my God.
You have that mom voice, girl. That one that we were on a live and somebody like had set their phone down and their kid got on it and she's like, hey, I need your eyes and ears. Like, and he was like,
yes.
We couldn't find the friend and the friend, well, she's not a friend anymore, but I mean, if anybody was ever like, we couldn't find her. It was a little bit of like an emergency, like, you know what I mean? And being the friend that I am, of course, this person had just said that they were struggling. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I popped out because that's what I do. I'm like, so I came back in and I'm like, how long has it been since we've seen XYZ? And they're like, oh, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I'm like, what? And I'm calling her phone. She's not answering. And then her son picks up, her son was like talking to the live. And I'm like, where's your mom? And then they're like laughing and I'm like, no, where's your mom? And turned out she was still really struggling really bad. You know what I mean? So like I was like, everybody cover your ears. And I was like, I screamed her name really loud. She picks, oh, hi. I'm like, hi, call me right now. Call me. She's like, okay. Everyone's like, uh-oh. I'm like, because it was scary. So yeah, I'm sorry to steal this, but yeah, I guess I can the hype person.
I want to give a shout out, real guys, right here below James, Amber York Donovan. That is my girl, guys. I love her. She is new to recovery, but she is doing the damn thing, man. She came out of rehab a couple months ago and she's never looked back, and I'm so proud of her.
Congratulations. Yay, that's awesome.
How long you got in now, Amber? I don't know.
Amber.
I'm going on 10 months. Sorry, I couldn't find my button.
You're fine. 3 months. Congratulations. I love your whole face.
10.
I'm so proud of you.
10
months.
Oh, 10. I don't know why I said 3.
Yeah,
She was
baby.
in rehab for like 6. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yes, I love her. She's so good, guys. She has also 3 kids, and her kids are friends with my kids, and me and her just kind of became friends. She's so like one of the first friends that I actually found in recovery, like an actual friend, because this was before I had this group and all of this. And I told you guys, like, I was struggling mentally. She went to rehab. That had a lot to do with it. Like, she went away, and I had no one. And then I found all of you guys, and now she's here, and I'm so freaking happy.
Aw. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Lena. I love you.
I love you.
Okay, so we have a whole daggone just about new panel of people. I don't know how long you want to go on tonight, Leanna, but I'm just going to Jimmy over here in the corner, one of our reoccurring staples that we got. Then we'll circle up to Ember, Joseph, B. Quick, or however Leanna says how long we're gonna go.
We
So
can go till we're done. I don't care. Until you guys, whenever everybody starts dropping off, I usually,
well, I just feel bad because it's your anniversary.
It's okay.
You know.
The kids are going to be up until 10 or 11 o'clock anyways, so we're good. Not that we're going to go that long, but like.
And a big shout out to Nick down there in the comments because he's one of the moderators and he has been super, super above and beyond supportive, and he engages with everybody that Leanna and I can't as we're working the platform up here, and he's so positive and he recognizes things. So thank you, Nick. I appreciate you. Top tier, can't do it without you and without any of you.
Yeah, he is a good moderator. Someone said that earlier in my live. I don't know if it was my live earlier last night, but they were like, you have a really good moderator. Because, like, when people request to come into the box, he will first check their profile and make sure they're, like, a legit person. And, I mean, he does all of the things. He's amazing. Yeah, we could not do this without him. Sometimes we get talking, and if I get passionate about what we're saying, the comments are just going. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Yep. Jimmy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name's Jimmy, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict. Off topic here, but the young lady that was in the box above me earlier, I believe her name was Amber.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's still in here or not, but this might help others as well. She said that she doesn't count the days. Because, I get to a year and I drop off, or I get to a month and I get to this milestone and I drop off. I'm kind of new at this, but one thing that I've learned in the last 37 years.
Jimmy, tell him how much
I
time you
know.
have in.
Well, he says he lives the day for the day.
I know,
That's why.
I love that he says that, but
no, this is actual a thing. It's actually a thing. 37 years in, even today, I have to watch myself whenever my anniversary starts coming around. I stop looking at the days and I start looking at the years. I can do this for a day. I know I can. But don't tell me I can do it for a year. But that's something that, look at it like that, something to watch out for that may or may not help someone else. When those anniversaries come up, remind yourself that it is just today. Just today. VK, I don't know if he's still in the chat or not, but time, it's our greatest possession. And you come in here and you share your experience, your strength, your hope, your struggles. You give up that time. You give that to us. What greater gift is there? What greater gift is there? You give us your time. Something that can't be earned back or traded in or recycled. It's gone, it's gone. And that goes to each and every one of you that joins this panel, that joins in the chat. Time is our most precious possession. And James, as far as that little announcement that you made earlier, if you're interested, hit me in the inbox. I'm not gonna push on you what you ain't about, but I'm gonna push. I will tell you that.
Thank you, Jimmy. I feel that's coming from an authentic place, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
But and as I said the other day, you have to find what works for you. And I ain't everybody's cup of tea. I promise you that. I promise you that. And if you feel somebody else is a better fit, then there's absolutely, nothing but respect there. That oh well, I don't want to hurt somebody's feeling by shutting them down. No bullshit. This is your fucking program, your fucking recovery, and you stand for what you feel is best for you. Damn somebody's feelings. Damn somebody's feelings. But I'm rambling again. Got that old man shit going on. But, I'm gonna pass. Let somebody else share, and I'm gonna drop down to the comments and let somebody else have the opportunity to have a box. I love y'all.
Love you, Jimmy. Thank you so much. I'll let you know. Appreciate it. That was a lot of love.
I love Jimmy. He's so fun. It's my go every time.
So we have Joseph Be Quick Fit and then Plastics, and I think we're gonna end it on y'all three. This is Leanna's anniversary. I know she said that we could just continue going, but I want to give respect to her. But I also want to give respect to the people who are showing face right now, since she said we're doing it. So Joseph, you're first. The original topics were co-signing, non-negotiables, or if you just have something simply on your heart, or if you just want to listen and pass.
First and foremost, Leanne and Jerry, happy anniversary. I hope y'all enjoy. Non-negotiables and co-signing for me go hand in hand because I learned very early in my sobriety there's one person that I need to look in the mirror. And if I like that person, then I did my job. If I don't like that person, then I, forgive the language again, then I fucked up and I got to fix it. So I'm not going to co-sign to anyone else's BS. And my non-negotiables basically are no BS. I like my peace. I love my joy. I like my happiness, and I love my sobriety. And nothing, and I mean nothing, will come between me and that.
Amen.
And that's the way I feel. And I mean, I'm sorry, if somebody else doesn't want to stay sober, then you can do that by yourself. I'm not going to be around. And that's pretty much all for me. But, I just wanted to say happy anniversary. James, thanks again. Leanne, thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank
been
you.
Super helpful because, like I said, I live on the road. This is my 18-wheeler right now. I'm stopped at a truck stop getting ready for bed. So y'all have a good night.
I appreciate
Hey, I appreciate you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the kind words.
Not a problem. Y'all have a good night.
You too, Joseph. See you soon. Mr. Was it Dan? Brendan. Be Quick Fix.
Brandon.
Sorry, I'll get there eventually.
No, you're good. What's up, guys?
How you feeling tonight?
Good, man. Sorry, I was just I had to get the lights on, the plants watered. I was doing my husband duties when I got home.
Yeah. Happy Leanna and Jerry's anniversary.
Oh, yeah. Hey, 5 years. Congrats. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So
I just got married back in May. So I just got married back in May. So I'm kind of newlywed. So
congratulations.
yeah, my beautiful
said-
queen will be home in about 30 minutes. So.
He said he's
Oh,
amazed
right.
we made it this far. He's teasing.
That's
He
awesome.
really is my rock, man. I mean, I know you guys see some. I mean, you don't pop in that much, but like James and them, they see, man. He makes my plate and brings it to me when I'm on my lives. He fully supports what we do here. Yeah, he's so amazing.
Right there. You gotta take care of, husbands love their wives, protect and provide and take care of them.
Yes.
So, Brandon, tonight's topic, it's just you and Plastic left. I can't remember your name, Plastic, sorry. Co-signing, non-negotiables, or if you just got something on your heart or want to listen.
Non-negotiables. I kind of like what a gentleman said a little bit ago, man. My sobriety, I mean, it's non-negotiable. It's if I'm in a situation or going to be put in a situation that's going to compromise my, I'll have 2 years coming up, December 26th.
Day before my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I spent too many years, I'm 39 now, and I say that because I started drinking when I was about 19, and my story's a lot different because, I grew up around addiction. My mom was an addict growing up. I lived on my own, 15, but I never drank. And I picked up when I was 19, 20, was a social drinker. And 2022 is when I really, was I have a problem. I tried to get it fixed. Ended another marriage. Amazing woman she was, but I wasn't the husband I was supposed to be. I was making the bottle worth, I was putting the bottle first over everything. And this time around, man, I had to realize my bottle's worth more than $5, or my life's worth more than a $5 bottle of vodka. You know what I mean? And yep, what I live by today is, my sobriety, faith, family, fitness. It's the force. My two main higher powers, man. My Lord and Savior most of all, but my fitness. My fitness is everything to me. I make. I got a website actually. I make T-shirts. I got this one says, "Train hard, pray harder." I got a bunch of shirts and stuff I make, but my fitness is I get to do stuff now in my sobriety that I never thought imaginable. You know what I mean? I'm accomplishing stuff that I never thought was possible, but it's because my whole life I was in the bottle, man. And now that I finally put the bottle down, nothing will become between my recovery and my sobriety. Nothing in the world can come between me. And my wife is so supportive of that. She knows that. And I think I talked about the other night on the live, my recovery is a lot different than people's. My first time around a couple years ago, I did the sponsors, the meetings for 60 days, did that. It didn't work. And, this time around, I'm putting my higher power first, my faith first, my family. Now I think of reasons instead of why to drink, but why not to drink. And I got a ton of them, man. I got a beautiful wife who, my biggest thing in the Bible, it says, husbands love your wives you love the church. And I can't do that if I pick up the bottle. And now I get to be the protector, the provider, the supporter, the one that my wife can rely on, my stepdaughter can rely on. And nothing in the world will ever compromise that. I can actually look in the mirror now and be proud of the man that I see today. And my wife tells me that, how proud she is. It's I've never had this feeling before, and it's because of my higher power more than anything in the world. And there's nothing that will ever compromise my sobriety. And if somebody comes in my life that even, I cut out a lot of people in my sobriety, man, a lot of friends, family, it's uncomfortable at first, but I always tell people, man, the only way to make a change is get uncomfortable. Whether that's in life, fitness, your job, whatever, that's the only way to get a change. We grow in chaos. And it's non-negotiable, my recovery, man. I've never been so happy and blessed in my life. And, I'm blessed in all different ways. And I'm proud of the man I am today. And that's what I love about it.
Well, you should be. We're all proud of you too. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I love what you guys are.
I'm sorry, but I love that you said that you're stressing honoring your wife and cherishing your wife. I know that's really that's super important for me. It plays into the whole emotion thing that we've been talking about, men and stuff. And so I really love that you said that. I love men that show their emotions. We've been bragging on the men that come on this platform. Recently.
Oh yeah, if you see my page, I make videos all the time. I just made a shout out video to my wife the other night. Actually 2 days ago, she came home from work and she was a little down and out. And she's like, I'm just having a bad day. So I went on there and I made a shout out video talking about my wife and actually all the single moms out there and just the people who, you know, because I feel like, you know, and I hurt a lot of people's feelings when I say this, but I think the problem is a lot of men just don't step up and man up. You know, when you're in a relationship, and I can say that from a personal note because when I was married before, I mean, I wasn't a bad guy, I didn't cheat or anything like that, but I wasn't there. I was in the bottle, man. I was more worried about that. And now putting that bottle down and picking up my life again, I get to be the husband that not only that my God made me to be, but the person that my wife deserves to have. Like, she deserves to be taken care of. Like, she shouldn't have to worry about anything. You know, bills are paid, finances are covered. Like, she needs something, you know, she doesn't need to do it. She's got a man to lean on. And I can proudly say I'm that man today. And that's what every day, all I think about is how can I be better today than I was yesterday?
That's amazing.
And I live by that every single
hearing
day.
guys talk like this.
Yeah.
Well, it's just facts, man. It's you know, it's true. There's a lot of guys in this world that just, they feel like vulnerability is like, you shouldn't be vulnerable. You shouldn't be soft. Dude, I'm one of the, you know, strongest dudes in the world, but I'm very soft. I'm soft as baby crap, man. I'm vulnerable. I think showing vulnerability is strength.
Yeah, I think like
I'm gonna
emotions
cry, I'm
like
gonna
that
cry.
for men, it's like situational. Like, if you know, you be tough when you have to be soft when you have to be. Like, that's important that men find that balance. You know, like
Yeah,
or that
protect
have a
when you need
switch
to.
or- yeah.
Yeah, Matt, he doesn't show emotions, but that's from the way he was brought up. He was brought up like men don't cry, you know. And I'm like, you know what? That's a crock of shit. Men can cry just as much as us females. You know what I mean? So I've been slowly working on that. I've only known him going. It's been 2.5, 3 years. So I lost my marriage with him in August of this year because of my addiction. And he's just now showing emotion. He's just now telling me how proud that he sees I'm finally becoming the woman he wanted me to be when we got married.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I
I'm proud
love
of
your
you.
words. I love your words, Brandon. Very much so.
I appreciate that. Well, I just, you know, it's this is what my sobriety gives me back. This is what my higher power gives me back. Like, I get to actually, the guy I always dreamt of being, I get to become because of my sobriety. You know, you get to create your own success.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm getting to create it, and it's great to see it grow. You know, it's just, I don't know. I'm never negative. Literally, this last almost 2 years, my wife will tell you I'm never negative. If something stupid happens, I find the positive in everything.
You sound really, you got a really good mindset on you as well. So
I do, and that's God. And I have no idea where it came from, but I'm like, I pray every day. I'm like, please don't take it away. Tomorrow morning, please let me have the same mindset. And I've woken up every morning for like 700 something days like this, and I love it.
Yep.
You know, and that's part of the thing about like with my recovery. Like, you know, I've said before, like I was telling James that one night I jumped on here, like, you know, I haven't found a sponsor. I haven't found any person in my life that like I look at and say like I want what they have. I create what I want. If I want something, I just do it myself. I go get it.
It makes you stronger when you know you can do it by yourself. It's good to have the teamwork like Leanna, James, and all of us. It's good to have back support and stuff, but we feel
100%.
so much more accomplished and better about ourselves if we can do it ourselves. At least that's how I feel.
No, I agree 100%. That's how I feel.
James, you need this kind of hat.
I like it.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I love you guys. I appreciate you letting me come on here and share, man.
You're muted, James. Does he not hear me?
James, you're muted. He says, "Oh."
Oh, he left us.
Plastic
Oh, he hit the wrong
addicts,
button.
You are up last. How? So our topic tonight was co-signing and non-negotiables.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Johnny.
You're good.
So I was thinking about the co-signing. I heard something here recently that kind of struck a chord with me that it said, if you coddle the addict, you'll probably bury the addict. Okay, and I definitely believe that to be true. I'm pretty straightforward with people. I don't really sugarcoat things with them. I try to use a lot more tact than what I used to. Go on now, my daughter's going to try to come interrupt me. I try to use more tact in how I approach someone and maybe pull them to the side when I do it. But I don't, I believe, especially in the position that I'm in, that if I don't give somebody my honest feedback and tell them what I see in them and try to help them grow, then I'm doing them a disservice. So that's kind of what I was thinking about with the co-signing. As far as the non-negotiables, I'm real careful about not saying like never this or never that. But it made me think about kind of a hot topic that may push some wrong buttons is people in recovery that are using other substances, people that are claiming to be sober but yet still using THC, other medications too that could be dangerous. I've been more open-minded to it than what I was before because I was a kind of a 24, 7, all 4, only total abstinence. And I finally came to the conclusion that even though maybe I don't agree with, and maybe that's not for me, that doesn't mean that I can't still try to help those people and love those people, even if I don't agree with them. But then I started having, this is a situation in the group that I go to, there's a person with long-term recovery sponsoring a couple guys, and one of them, actually one of my old sponsee, relapsed and kind of tried to own up to it. And his sponsor, who's been sober 47 years, tried to tell him, no, you didn't relapse. You can keep your sobriety date. And his situation was kind of unique because he had been prescribed opiates because he was going through cancer chemo. And then he started using kratom, but he knew in his mind that he relapsed, went to rehab, detoxed, but his sponsor encouraged him to keep his sobriety date. And I was kind of okay with that for a minute too. And then actually the next person, same sponsor, told this guy that relapsed on crack cocaine that it wasn't a relapse because it was Alcoholics Anonymous. Sorry, I don't agree. You know, and my fear with that kind of mentality is that if those are the examples that we're handing down, what happens when this guy who's been sober X amount of years that had that slip or relapse or whatever you want to call it, teaches that to his sponsees, and then we go to their funeral or their visitation. That's my fear, is that this stuff, if you keep letting a little bit go, you like let a little water into the dam, let a little bit flow out. Eventually these systems are going to break and people are going to learn the wrong message and people are going to die over it. So that's my fear with it.
So I appreciate what you were saying, and that's actually going to be a topic that Leanna and I are going to be discussing, which is how we define our own personal, our own individual, our own recovery and sobriety. And I think that's a really important thing to talk about because there is a lot of judgment passed, and it's one of those hot topics. And ultimately, I think it was maybe Jimmy that said it in the past, that if I'm focused on somebody else's recovery and defining what their stuff is, then I'm not focused on mine. And so with that being said, I also respect what you're saying too, because about passing a certain message on to somebody else and what kind of message are we putting out there to other people? So I think that that's where it's really important to be able to come from a genuinely kind and loving place and saying, you know, look, this is my experience with it. I respect what you're doing, and I want to hear about why, and just coming to this place of learning and knowledge and being in the know, and how we can just all come to an agreement that this is a self thing, but this is a we thing too, and just being able to accept all paths, which is super important, especially for this platform. So I encourage you to please come back with those thoughts, because that's going to be, we are going to need those things. And it's going to happen maybe this weekend or at the beginning of the new week. I like to prepare myself a little bit. And I would like a day or two to be able to prepare my thoughts on this kind of a topic. So, thank you. We are well past our hour mark. Maybe we can revisit this tomorrow, kind of do a recap. And I'm going to give you the floor. Thank you.
Yeah, go have the rest of the evening with Jerry and enjoy your evening, sweetheart.
Tell Mumsy I said hi.
She's waving with her. Here, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's see. There she is.
Hi, Mumsy.
Hello, Mumsy.
I love you.
I love listening to you.
I
She said hello, everybody. She loves listening. Oh, Jared,
Hanging out in the
absolutely.
background, just supporting, and I love it. I love it that she
Super
shares
supportive,
her ideas,
you know.
and like she's given some really good like
She
the
does.
F-bomb Friday. I love that idea because having to come up with like a forgiveness thing or like whatever every week, that would be I love that, and I love her ideas, and I just love that she's so involved. I love it.
And I just, because of course I'm biased, but my mother, my mumsy, she used to be an addict of all the things. She used to, or she comes from a history of predisposition. Every one of our family members has been addicted to something. There's been suicide, depression. There's been depression. There's been you name it. Those deep, heavy secrets that the family carries. All the things, all the traumas, all the just stuff. And in her 20s, she gave it all up. And she's not a person of recovery. She's quite frankly coming from an atheist standpoint, but supports whatever faith that I decide that I want to choose. So she is one of those people that has made it, one of those outliers, you might call it, but and is 100% in support of everything that we're doing here. And so that was my little shout out to Mumsy. And I better shut up because it's time to go. So do your plug and let's go on, get out.
All right, guys, we are here every night at 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 on Saturday and Sundays. I'm also here 3 p.m. every single day to do ratings out of recovery literature, and I do a podcast 6 p.m. on Friday, Saturday at 1:30. The best place to watch the podcast is at Feral But Sober on YouTube. Me and James are both peer supporters. If anybody's struggling, needs some help, our information is in the bio. Please reach out to us.
Thank you.
And
Everybody have a
happy
good night.
anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Good night.
I
Bye.
love your dog. Plastic. She's
My
talking
dog.
plastic. I think she was
Bye.
talking plastic. Bye, guys.
Oh,
Love
okay.
you guys.
Good night. Love
Love
you.
ya.